On today's Minute of the Apes, we got 2 days to get through, then we can talk about Watchmen.
Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape! Exercise with an ape maker, human down. It talks. We are the keepers of the divine bound. It is our only reason for survival. We are determined to know what the apes want, war or peace. The only good human is a dead human!
Hello and welcome to Minute of the Apes, a daily podcast where we break down every minute of the Planet of the Apes movies, 1 minute at a time. I'm Todd. It's Thursday.
Thursday, my dudes.
Thursday.
Does that mean you're Richard?
I am.
On Thursday?
Thor. I'm Thor.
Oh, you're
I'm
Thor.
Thor
today.
on
Thursday.
Thursday.
And who are you?
I'm Thursday. More Thursday.
You're more Thursday?
The only other
I'm Thursday.
TH I can think of is Thurman Thomas, and I'm like, I don't know that I want
Throm
to be.
Sturman Day.
That's random.
I know, it just literally came to my mind. I was like, ooh, why is that there? What?
Nobody's going to hear that because it's going to be screeched out.
Wow!
Uh-huh.
All right, so here we are, minute 69, and are we barring all 69 jokes from this episode?
69, dude.
Oh.
Seriously.
Why is it? Oh, the minute 69. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, Sean, tell us what's going on with minute 69 of Escape from the Plague.
All right, we start minute 69 with the body still on the gurney, still being wheeled out, and ends with Cornelius comforting Zira.
All right, let's take a listen to minute 69 of Escape from the Planet of the Apes.
What happened?
The apes have killed their orderly.
Where are they?
On the run.
Now they've killed. And for that they must be killed. It has to be done and done quickly. Before we start a stone rolling, they'll gather enough poison moss to kill us all.
Look, I'm going back to camp. I'm going to find Lewis and I'm going to get help.
No.
Zira, I just lost my temper with the boy. Now they may...
It's better now. I can walk.
Listen to me. They may punish us for what we did, but at least the baby will be born.
And as of minute 69, we still have planet's worth of humans, plus 2 living apes, 1 who's pregnant, and 1 dead ape.
So, does the minute start directly with the Rorschach of the...
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so the shot that I showed you the last
Right.
minute on the gurney, that was
Bloody
0 seconds when as they
sheet,
walk
yeah.
by.
Okay.
We see them walk by. The camera moves with the gurney, and then we come back to the captain, E1 and E2, approaching Hassline and Dixon that have just kind of run into the doors. My question is, does anybody go home and change their clothes?
No.
It is now 9 o'clock at night. These 2 agents are still in the same clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's still in a suit.
Yep.
It's just very like go home, guys.
Freshen up. Come on.
I'm sorry, Nala just left a present for me. Nala's right under my feet, and I couldn't even concentrate because
She crop dust you?
Yeah, completely.
She's stanky. She got that stanky leg.
I think my eyes are watering. Anyway.
Well, I'm surprised that they haven't gone full cliche with spotlights going around now and sirens going off, because now we have a dead body. We are officially saying they've killed a human.
Right.
We've got to find them, instead of just, all right, we're going to stand here and we're going to talk and watch the body be wheeled out. And
Well,
that's
you
about
say
it.
cliche, but I almost want that. The feeling of urgency of them looking, and that could show us how far away Cornelius and Zira are.
Oh, you can hear the sirens in the background.
If you hear them far off, and maybe you can see in the way off in the distance are the beams, and so we at least know they're out of the immediate purview of this.
You see the skylight, it's got a little monkey on it instead of Batman symbol.
Nah. That's good. I like that. But I mean, I kind of do wish for that part of the language, which is we are onto you. Now the threat becomes immediate to them, but instead we don't get any of that.
No, it's just, all right, they've killed, so they must be killed. That's
Right.
about the urgency of it.
Right.
So this is the moment when Hasline makes the little, he wants him dead.
Right, and there was
Proclamation.
actually a lot more to that.
I was gonna
that
ask
was
you
not
if
on the
there
script.
was.
Yeah, he goes on a whole like little mini rant about stuff.
Do you mind sharing that with us?
Yeah, so E2 says the apes have killed their orderly. Hasline says, "Where are they?" The captain says, "On the run." Right, so we've established the fact that
Or they shouldn't have said on
But
it. Not that it's in there, but it should have been, we don't know. We can't find
We
it.
can't find them. I
But,
agree with that.
we've caught up Dixon and Hasline in the fact that the orderly's now been killed by the apes, right? They did not know this 2 minutes ago. They just had to get to the administration building. Now they're there. Now Hasline has the reason to do everything that he wants to do, right? So that's why he says now they've killed and must be killed. It has to be done and done quickly before we start. I'm going to say this right here just because it's bothered me. I had to go look this up. Before we start, a stone rolling that'll gather enough poison moss to kill us all.
Yeah, that was a very mixed metaphor.
Yeah.
That was a mixed metaphor
Yeah.
because a rolling stone gathers no moss.
Yeah.
But for Hasline, it gathers poison moss to
that's
kill
gonna
us
kill
all.
us all, yeah.
I tried to Google that to see if there was a comparison between those two, and I'm like, what is Dane doing here? Like there was a book by Heinlein 6 years earlier called The Rolling Stones, right? The Rolling Stones, and that basically references that idea. But nowhere does he mention poison moss or to kill us all that I know of. I mean, this shouldn't really happen.
Maybe he saw it in his infinite regression, and he actually found the truth about a Rolling Stone and poison moss.
I'm going to put this out. I'm going to put this out to the listeners. If you know why Hasline says a rolling stone that'll gather enough moss to kill us all,
Poison moss.
poison moss, which is in contrary to the a rolling stone gathers no moss,
yeah.
please let me know because I googled this and I could not find anything that made this reference make sense.
Where is the actor from? Is he English? Is he American?
I actually-
Because he has that slight accent.
Eric Braeden, and I'm pretty sure that he might be of German descent.
See, I'm
yeah,
wondering-
he is a German actor.
I'm wondering if that's a phrase in Germany. I don't know.
He was born on April 3rd, 1941 in Kiel. I'm going to screw this up. Kiel, Schleswig-Holstein, Germany.
All right.
God almighty. My family's from there, and I can't even pronounce half that crap.
Too many consonants.
No
But I could imagine myself being impassioned and going to Sean, we'll start a stone rolling that'll gather enough poison moss to kill us all. I could see me like kind of mixing my metaphors
Or maybe in the native language of wherever it comes from, it makes more sense. Like Schadenfreude, just in Germany, having pleasure at somebody else's pain or misfortune sounds better in German than having to spell it out in English. Maybe it's one of those things.
I'm just so surprised how fascinated I am by the fact that Dane really kind of screwed this one up, unless it really is a reference that I'm not getting.
The funny thing is, it didn't trip me up when I was listening to it. What I took it as I wondered if Dane wasn't almost trying to make Hasline, and I may be looking
fool?
for no, like he's so pompous and full of himself that he develops
that
his own theory and he's misquoting. That's kind of where I took it.
Okay, well then this next might play into how you feel. So Hasline is supposed to continue, which he did not. Nothing but weakness, indifference, and apathy. Who cares what's going to happen to the human race 2,000 years from now? Who cares whether long, long after we're dead, a man who might have been another Shakespeare, another Buddha, even another Christ will be crawling the face of the earth on all fours like a dumb brute, unable to do more than grunt or slobber.
That's Hasline says
Lord.
that?
Yes.
Okay, I can tell you why that got cut.
Yeah.
But I know, but I mean, I guess that plays into why he mixes metaphors and made
Maybe.
that dumb sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, girl, you drunk, go home.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, what was that entire speech? I don't know if it even got filmed.
But see, let's say they got filmed. You want to talk about confusing his point of view of why does Hasline want the monkeys dead? And now with all these, he just has a fear that another Christ comes along and he would be.
These are all just theories, all potential. Hey, and you know what? They might end up figuring out how to solve cancer, but you're not basing it off that. You're only going with the worst possible scenario.
And to me, you're absolutely right. That does make Hasline look just
He's
stupid.
just reaching for reasons.
He's just cray-cray now.
So there was some more interaction between Hasline and Lewis that there's some more back and forth that come back to. This cut to the woods takes place in the script a couple of pages later, and then they come back to the moment again. So just FYI, they did do some maneuvering of some scenes at this moment. I guess the editor made some choices where they would work. There was definitely more conversation there, more stuff that happens there with the two of them before we move into Zero and Cornelius back into the woods. I did have a notice. I don't know if you noticed, there's actually a secretary in this shot. When Hassline and Dixon move in, and E1 and E2 and the captain move into shot, there's a woman who's standing in the hallway, and she moves into the office behind. And then as the captain and Agent 1 and 2, E2 and 1, 2 walk off to the left, we see her shadow in the office, and for a second I thought, ooh, it's one of those ghosts that you saw like in 3 Minute Baby standing in the background. But no, it was a woman. I didn't notice her before. She was there in the scene. She walks in the office, but it's a mirrored office, or glass office. So you can see her there.
Just like a man. A woman's there and you don't notice her.
Well, just so you know, her line is, she's the secretary, and Hassline asks her to call the president. And she picks up the phone and goes, Mr. President. It's not relevant now, but it might be later on.
Future minutes.
Yeah. Interesting. So we get back to Cornelius and Zira, and you talked before about color correcting nighttime shooting. I actually think that this scene between the two of them has been color corrected, so much so that
Oh, the grass is a natural, yeah.
And also look at Kim's makeup. Her prosthetics.
Oh, it's orange.
You can tell a difference in
really
skin
stands
tone.
out, yeah.
They've done something, and that's why I thought they've color corrected this. I think they probably overexposed it. So when you start to crush colors, the inherent tones in those colors will take on different meanings, and that's why I think that now you can actually see where the prosthetic lays on her face.
You can. It's very apparent, both under her eyes and up along her ridge
It's not
line.
so bad on Roddy's, and I think that's just a convenience.
You can even see on her chin, too.
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry.
And I think on Roddy you don't notice as much, and I think that might be because Roddy's natural skin tone might be closer to the prosthetic, and therefore they don't have to use the same makeup to get it. But, I mean, boy, I couldn't take my eyes off of it. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't say we need to reshoot that. I mean, put them together and make up for one day. It's going to be a $5,000 expense. We're going to shoot this 2-minute scene, and because you shoot 2 minutes and cut it down to 20 seconds.
So the revelation of this conversation that we have between the two of them is that they're not aware that they killed the boy.
Yeah, right. I mean, he lost his temper with the boy. I hate to see him if he's angry then.
No shit.
Yeah.
Especially with no sharp edges around.
Yeah, just with a punch, with a tray, basically. Yeah.
So here's what Dane had in here. Zira, I only lost my temper with the boy. They cut the next line out. The next line is, and hurt him. It isn't as if I had killed him. But if we go on like this, it may kill you. So he didn't say that in the line. Okay. He goes, Zira, I only lost my temper with the boy. Zira says, it's better now I can walk. So Dane did give a moment where he suggests
that he hurt him.
I didn't kill him. I didn't kill him. That actually might have had that line in there where Cornelius is pleading like, I didn't kill him.
Or you do it like
he's
this.
Going to be okay.
You go, I only shoved the boy, but you might get hurt if we keep doing this.
Right.
And, it was just a little tap.
I mean, she says it's better now I can walk. Listen to us. They may punish us, but at least the baby will be born.
And what is his guarantee of that? I mean, he's taken some big leaps in logic.
But as an audience, we're sitting there shocked by the fact that we know that they're coming for the baby.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a crucial thing because now we're invested in the audience. We know something they don't know. They're poor, naive fools, and now our heart breaks for them. Therefore, when you get that emotion from us, now we want them to escape even more because all of us want to see a baby born.
But
it's a very purposeful placement of a line.
I still would have liked to have heard, I didn't kill the boy. I would have liked to
I agree with that.
I would have liked to have heard that moment where because we saw the scene of them leaving with the body on the ground. Mm-hmm. And we talked about the fact that we didn't see the recognition from either Cornelius or from Zira when she grabbed her bag that he was dead. He was dead. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we didn't see that. And this would have been a nice moment to bring that back. Like, I didn't kill the boy. I just threw my tray at him. Like an innocent, I didn't do anything wrong.
And I think to that extent, then we would have to have in the battle where Chipper was killed, it would have to be exposed from that moment on that, as doctors, that they would have tried to save him and say something. And one of them say, we don't, he's gone. You can't save him. Maybe Zira because she's looked at brains
His
before.
His brains are on the floor. You can't save him.
He's gushing brains. You can't save him. He's dead.
On the floor.
So I think that those two together you would have to have. I would like to see that too because they're not killers.
No, it was an accident. At the worst, that's manslaughter.
Is it?
Yeah, I guess he did.
He slaughtered a man.
He slaughtered a man, so it's manslaughter. Right. If someone slaughtered an ape, it'd be ape slaughter.
Yeah.
Well, there's the name of that episode.
ApeSlaughter. That also sounds like a badass death metal band. ApeSlaughter.
You start that one up, brother.
What's it called with the trees? What do we call the logo with the trees? No, we didn't talk about this. I talked about the Zeus.
That's why I don't know what you're talking
What was that?